they will give you always the best rate.
They connect to Binance, HitBTC, LMAX, and Kraken.
What I like about Swissborg is that they have an amazing app.
Oh, wow, yo, yippee, yay, guys. It's pile number 7. Super excited to be with you guys today. As always, we're going to dive into the love of the community, then talk about a little bit what's happening on the markets with this new crazy geopolitical crisis that we're living, and then get into Swissborg Network. And talking about Swissborg Network, we have one of the greatest news that we wanted to reveal it last week during our obviously our lovely keynote, but we said, you know what, let's keep some juice for right now. So stick to the end, guys. You're gonna see, or into the middle, we don't know when this is gonna happen, but there's definitely really exciting news. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus Fazel. Sorry, I'm the proud founder and CEO of Swissborg. What we do is serve different you. First, let's talk about our lovely community. CryptoPhil has been really one of the real influencer into the Swissborg Francophone community. He's been doing so many really cool different Discords, but as well Twitch as well, where every Wednesday at 7:30, by the way, I should talk about this more often, you should check out the Smart Coffee, where essentially he's interviewing a lot of different people. It's something that where people could a little bit learn about what's happening on the markets, what's happening in the Swissborg network, the ecosystem. And there's a lot of different really casual, easy, understandable conversations that happen, even with like big stars like Owen and other people. I think so. This is something really cool. So mille félicitations et mille merci à toi, CryptoPhil. This is something that really is cool. So every Wednesday, 7:30, if it happens that you're not able to attend, it's okay, because CryptoPhil has thought about it all. You could check it out on Spotify or on Twitch on his channel, and you could check out what is happening on a weekly basis. So congratulations to you, CryptoPhil. Let's talk about the love and the hate. What the FOMO, the FUD of the week. Michael Heights, bow down. Awesome features coming. Never watch a live stream with such a quality of sound and video and speakers and organizers, and more importantly, you guys behind your wonderful YouTube channel or the one who are live. It was really cool. I mean, the energy when we got in the room, it was overwhelming, to be honest. I had like goosebumps when I got in, and people were all talking and shouting Swissborg and everything. I really thought, to be honest, this was my favorite event I ever had. It was amazing to see you all and to connect to all of these great people afterwards for drinks. I really did love this. People are saying we should do this every few months. I do believe it is really cool. Then let's talk about Marco, the FUD of the week. Just doing that without mentioning any timelines. Really disappointed. No Q1, Q2, etc. No new news. So what's the purpose? Just smoke and mirrors. There's a long way to go to. And it seems that this event was just self-celebration. First thing, self-celebration. It's one of the best things. How can you make sure that people like you? Well, you have to like yourself, Marco. Okay, this is the first thing. It's the most important. So it's actually self-celebration. In our culture in Europe, it's not enough done. We should do this really more often, because what we're doing in the Swissborg community is something very pioneer. I mean, why would you democratize wealth, right? Why would you make it fun? Why would you make it fair? And why would we build a community of people that, regardless of their backgrounds, their colors, their religious, political view, we could all live together, right? This is completely amazing to think about what we're just thinking of doing, and that what we're achieving since 2016, 2022 is just another sign of beautiness, right? I mean, this is something that it really is very important for all of us always to remember, because we could, we could live in a centralized world where, we just give all our money to banks, and we give all the power to dictators that then just take their power and rule over another country. Or we could fight the system and fighting and being decentralizing wealth is one of the anchor way to give power to change the world. So this is something fundamental. We don't give timelines anymore. It's just doesn't make sense. It's like figuring out how deep is an iceberg by looking at the tip. It's always the same thing. When you go for software, it's very often that you never give any timelines. If you go to the best keynotes in the world of Apple, they will never give you a release date until they actually produce it. So what you have to have is a mindset to understand is that when we're developing new features, new products, especially if I've always said the metaphor, if you're building new layers and new things, you never see the complexity of how to essentially design this, do the back end, the front end, make sure that the quality assurance is well done, make sure that infrastructure is well responding and the servers are working. And then when you're moving and building this new stage, and then these floors have to be, working well with the previous ones, and it's very complicated. So I think so on the opposite, this is a very smart move not to give essentially precise deadlines like that. You guys are not disappointed, but we do make sure that internally we do have strong deadlines, and we try to do our best to deliver on time as we hope to do for the next session. I think so as well. I don't think so. This was a lot new. We really unveiled the greatest point of how we could essentially bring the Smart Yield, the new Smart Yield. We talked about the thematics, but the ESG, which was very new, payments, so a lot of things. So Marco, love you, but please focus on the good side, the bright side, because the future is bright. Question of the week: why does BNB yield jump so much? Because BNB are crazy people. What happens very often is that they have Launchpad, right? And during the Launchpad, people start staking BNB on Venus and with other different new tokens that are collateralized in different liquidity pools. And for the week of these Launchpads, just for the day of the launch, suddenly you have like crazy things. And here in this graph, so when it goes up to 40%, which happens on the 10th of January, and then the next one and the following one, all these spikes that are over like 20 to 50%, usually to 40%, sorry. These are due to these Launchpads. So these very short time where people really want like fan tokens whatsoever, all these different Launchpad new tokens, people get to have a very high speculative need but just for a short while. Like that, people essentially, get noticed and hopefully get to buy their tokens and go into these liquidity pools to farm these new tokens. Project of the week, just wanted to talk about the stand to the man and the entire team behind the Ballman project. Swissborg, we really believe that in terms of our branding, in terms of the ecosystem, in terms of Stanislas being in Switzerland and being a Vaudois, and more importantly, being the fact that we like to compete and earn, right? That's always been something, to learn and earn. I think so this has been a really good, successful project. They have sold 5,555 NFTs that are actually players. Right now, they're trading, I think so, at 0.1 to 0.2 Ether on OpenSea and other different platforms. So if you haven't have one, probably if you want to join the Open Series, you should take and buy one, and hopefully we'll be playing some fun games between you and I, Stan the Man, and many other people around the world. As you guys know, every week we have lovely people join the family. There is a lot of all-stars. I'm not going to mention all of them, even though if each of them are really cool, but very definitely excited to have Shane KOA that has been doing a lot of great things.
Dublin, Ireland, Era, for those who actually know. Going to be based in London, England, for my sins.
If you don't know him, he is the coolest cat. He's been a lot of things.
Managing director for Swissborg Ventures, making strategic investments for
this is exactly what we'll be doing.
Community. I'm really excited because I am passionate for. I am obsessed to the point of unhealthiness with crypto. This is what I do: eat, and sleep 24/7, 365. One little fact about me: previous to this, I have been known to get on the decks. I'm a house music DJ and have been a resident at the world famous Ministry of Sound. So let's make it happen. Let's go after it. Swissborg massive. We are Swissborg.
Guys, how about the
I mean, there's so many people, and it's really cool to have Shane. Obviously, I know him for a long time. He actually even, we did events together back then, the days in 2017, 18. We have so lovely, a lot of people that are actually joining the team. It's going to be very exciting to have all of them. Not going to go through all because it's going to take too much of our time here, but it's lovely to see all these beautiful faces that will be joining. And I just want to keep maybe one for the last, for the end, which is really cool because I think so you're really going to enjoy this. It's Andres.
And I'm happy to join the marketing team as a videographer. Looking forward in spreading the news and creating some engaging and beautiful content.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Fun fact about me is that sometimes
I can see into the future.
That was freaking awesome. So obviously we're going to go from the level of video to the next level of video. And obviously you're going to see a lot of green eyes here happening. If you want to be part of our wonderful team, there's more and more lovely jobs that are happening. Head of people, always looking in Lausanne. Engineering manager, there's a few positions there. Xborg community manager, that as well. Shouldn't have talked about Xborg, but you'll see in the future what this is going to be. Technical writer, there's then more and more positions. If you want to be part of it, just apply. If you know any friend that is really good, or a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, just please bring them to the family. It would help them and us at the same time, and you'll earn up to $3,000 worth of Swissborg tokens. Here are the jobs. There's obviously more on swissborg.com on the about section. News of the week, a lot of things happening. Well, I think so the saddest part is what's happening in in our neighbors on the east side between Ukraine and Russia. This is really panicking a bit everyone. So I hope that everyone that's listening here, if you guys are in Ukraine or have family there, I really hope that this is only intimidation from the Russian government and nothing's going to happen. I really do hope, and I still do believe that it might happen, that this is the case. Politics sometimes is about just playing around and fighting and showing the big muscles and, showing not the bright side of humans. However, if it does happen, I really wish that things going to go not as bad as we do think. But on the other side, which is always weird, the Russian government, they do introduce a bill, a crypto bill, and that crypto bill is actually going to be legalizing crypto, which that's great for its citizens, and it's going to be able to as well tax in a certain way. I think so this is very good for obviously the growing the crypto universe, especially into Russia, which has been always very, very difficult for us. People asking us, are we going to Russia? Therefore, let's see and wait how things goes in the future. Right now I'm in Dubai, as many people know. UAE is doing a crypto license, and that is really happening. So how it works here is that they have the central government, which is the main one that could, essentially be able to create these crypto licenses. And then you have DIFC, so Dubai something financial center, and then the CMA, I forgot, something like that. So you have different free zones. It's like a little bit like offshore type of places where people create their companies and own the company, because in regular Dubai you can't own the company, you have to be local to do that. So in these different offshore places, they're trying to as well compete between each other. It's a little bit like in Switzerland. Yeah, Binance is here. We met the team, and people are asking, so what is Swissborg going to be doing here? And long story short is that we're going to figure out, we will figure out how we will approach this region, because obviously this is something very big. There's already a few players that actually are doing great stuff here, but we're looking forward to it and happy that UAE has finally, issued their crypto license, which has been waiting for a long time. A little bit some more bullish news as well is about Fidelity. They are launching their first ETP in Europe. Just to make things clear, we have had ETPs in Europe for now 7 years. So it's not changing really, but the big thing is that as an American asset manager doing this. So this is quite exciting. And they did a lot of research and saying that 90% of the wealth management companies that are investing into Fidelity said in the next 5 years, they will be holding crypto on their balance sheets, but as well for their clients. So this really shows how early stage we are again, and it shows as well that the movement of crypto is not a fade. It's just going to be a legalized tender, which is probably in most countries, but more and more something that people will be attached to emotionally and realize the impact that's going to have on the society of tomorrow. Last but not least, to enforce that again, New York Stock Exchange files trademark for NFT marketplace. We know that these guys have done already a few NFTs, and it's just crazy to see that, you know, they want to put their footprint in it. And this is not a company. I mean, it is a company, but it's still New York Stock Exchange, which that shows again that that tie is not as cool as the NFT tie. So what's happening on the markets? Obviously, there's been a strong correlation to the markets, but that is because a lot of things are not happening well. There's a geopolitical issue happening with a potential massive war out of Europe, and at the same time, the Fed that's hiking rates. So these two news is that it makes everything a bit, you know, gloomish, and people just don't want to invest into anything besides the fact that oil price is going skyrocket, which usually that's never a very good sign. It really shows usually recession, and as well it happens when there's geopolitical issues. So I don't believe we're in a recession yet. I think we're in a very high inflation. You know, economy is doing not as poor as people are saying. On the other time, the tension that's happening in Europe is definitely not happening well between Russia and Ukraine. And yeah, this shows that essentially all markets are not doing very well. What is this happening about BTC bear trap? Is this a BTC bear trap? Sorry. So some people strongly believe in it. We see that in the sentiment of the app. It actually has been a little bit better recently. But in the markets, it's still, we're playing around between the main resistance, which is 42,000, and the support that's 36,000. And we see that there's a lot of volume that happened, if you guys remember, here around this essentially support level. Most of the time when bear traps do happen, people start shorting the market, right? And making sure that the market goes down. But then suddenly when there's a big rebound on one of these strong support levels, people have to then buy back quickly some Bitcoins in order to cover their short position. This is a scenario? Not too sure. What I see more, it's that until we haven't figured out what is happening, and the war could turn out to be very bad for the financial markets, but the markets will need potentially to go to a direction. So that might be that they'll be playing Bitcoin as an inflation hedge. So that'd be my one way. The other way is that we'll go into a market that will be essentially bearish until we haven't resolved the conflict in the short run, right? And you know, these conflicts has been during for 8 years, and nothing's going to be solved within a few weeks. But we'll probably see, if things happen poorly, that there'll be some attacks, and then there'll be a cease, and hopefully the NATO or Europe will be able to convince Russia to stop going for strong weapons, and maybe this will then cool down the scenario, and this will obviously help a lot. And most probably then the Fed will probably do another QE in order to bring back the markets into this bullish pattern, and therefore we're going to have a stupid crazy rally on crypto that's going to happen on the short term. So this is my consensus. Then it's hard to say. For the CHSB, it's been, and the trend following has been pretty much same. There's a little bit less volume than it used to be. Sorry, there's this mosquito trying to play around with me. Come on, dude, leave me alone. Okay, there you go. The CHSB is doing its own course, a little bit less volume, but still outperforming BTC, which is good. And long, we're accumulating more and more people getting into CHSB, and really a lot of smart ones. I just had a call right now with a dear friend, and he's like, yeah, sorry, but this is the best time to rebuy some CHSB and crypto in general. I'm like, well, you know, if you're brave and you're courageous, yes, I strongly believe it. Personally, did I have? Yes, I have. But you know, it is hard to buy things when you see blood, right? And for some other people that have been into the world for some time of investment, you usually see this as a great opportunity, which I do believe is the best way to approach these things. Beam, my guys, this was our annual meeting. Again, thank you. This has been so cool to see all of this. Best picture ever. Probably should put an NFT out of this. Look at a lot of people here. It's Crypto Phil here. I see a lot of cool people standing up there. A lot of great Adresher here. I see him as well. It's really cool to see a lot of people that came to it and make the effort, especially during COVID, which is not as easy. Although we don't have COVID in Switzerland anymore. But yeah, it was really good. Again, many thanks to all of you guys. I heard that on March 8th, this is going to be really cool. We're gonna have an all-star AMA for the International Women's Day. So I think this is a great opportunity for you, the strong women, to bring more women into crypto and to look at what's going to happen during this really amazing AMA with all the wonderful women that we have at Swissport that are really changing the status quo of being said like cryptos for men, tech is for men, finance for men. No, it's not. It's for you and us. It's for everyone, and we are all one, right? So looking forward to this one. I'll be watching it, but not obviously presenting it. As you guys know, we talked about this. We're going to have MetaFest. That's going to happen. It's going to be very cool. It's going to be on the 7th, actually, of April in Crans-Montana, just before Capris. A great way for a community to discover a lot of new projects, have a lot of new interactions with what's happening into the meta world, talking about some Swissborg projects that I can't talk about it yet, but really cool things that I'm looking forward to. The tickets will be happening, I think so, very soon, and we'll be talking about a little bit more about all the great speakers that we will have. So looking forward to this. You have to make it. So this is the fantastic news, guys. Product updates, a new marketplace category with infrastructures. So we're going to have one about only infrastructures, and yes, we are listing a new protocol. This is fantastic news. I'm super excited about it because it's not only a new protocol. It's mean that we'll be able to add more and more different protocols as things evolve. And we're very excited to bring Hedera, which is a blockchain enterprise solution that has been doing great things with Microsoft, now with Ubisoft, and looking into how to really decentralize the world in a greater matter. Really excited we talked a lot with the Hedera team, which are really big fans of them, trying to work out different new projects with them as well, and we're very excited to have some HBAR within Swissborg app, and I hope you're very excited about this. And this was the big news of the week. Talking about big week, let's talk about the chart of the week, and we could see here that a lot of things have evolved. There's been obviously a big amount of Genesis that happened recently when it was pretty much the end of the Genesis. We have a lot of as well new generation people that are coming into the community, which I think so. It's really great to see this. If we look at the median wealth of time of premium and CHSB equivalent, the Genesis usually have between 80 to 90,000 Swissborg tokens, which is great. The community has usually 7 to 8K, and Generation has 55K, and this really shows that people are really enjoying not only the fact that they're able to trade and get a higher essentially yields and a lot of different power that goes voting and other things within these different premiums, but as well to add more Swissborg tokens to accumulate and grow their positions. And hopefully, these community members will get to be a generation, and the generation cannot get to be Genesis. So we'll figure out maybe another tier going forward, but this is something that is really good. Generation premium, we have already 151s essentially in 3 weeks, which is really good. So that's like 100 per month so far. So that's great numbers. Hopefully this will a bit grow. Obviously, I think this is a great time to accumulate and to get into it, obviously, with this price. CHSB locked 3 weeks after launch. We had Genesis, it was 3.8 million. Community, that has been 17.5, and Generation, that has been 2.5 so far. So it's really interesting to see how many, like the statistics that has been done. Obviously, these are being on different prices, but yeah, so far, the community one is definitely the strongest one, which I'm very excited about that. Weekly CHSB data. Unfortunately, the market's not doing too well, so we're losing a little bit there, but the premium are growing. 263 in the last 7 days, which is not really good, to be honest. We should get more to 450, 500. That's the sweet mark that we really like. Our in terms of CHSB locks, we're pretty much same. Token has lost 16% due to markets. Good news that we're close to 3 million in Protect and Burn, and we have a little bit over 127,000 people in the app, which is great. Which brings us to the crypto community index. That is 7.4. Good, but not great. The CHSB obviously is doing quite well. The volume well. The app activity a little bit less. People with less volatility are not enjoying as much. Social media obviously has grown a lot thanks to the amazing events we had and some tweets as well. The DEO growing and Crypto Challenge, unfortunately not doing too well there. Last week, guys, was the best of token 2049. I just want to talk about this video again. It's the best video I've ever seen. Really, I tweeted it yesterday, but I mean it. I mean, it was amazing. Starting with Radix, going then with Charles Hawkinson. I thought Brian as well, Rose did great. I mean, it really showed how people are so passionate about what they're doing in crypto, and I think so. It was really something extremely beautiful. Guys, once again, thank you so much for everyone who made it online or who made it in real life at the event, at the keynote. I think so. This is a great time for Swissborg to really grow as a community, but grow as well in terms of products and servicing and the range that we could bring, and being able to really maintain this great community culture, which is probably the strongest thing that we have. It's you and I and us